but like, it's like people have forgotten good ideas are not enough. You know, having a good idea is not enough.
Yeah. Now, come on.
You don't get to be satisfied. You don't get to be satisfied by having good ideas. People want to be satisfied by their good ideas. And this is a natural human instinct, you know. I mean, I think it's totally normal for people who create and people who make things to want to be satisfied by their ideas, you know, because they can see it in their head. You can see it in your head, you know. Whether it's a drawing or a painting or a piece of media, music, film, whatever it is, you know, you see it perfectly, you know, when you make it in your head. And there is a desire, I guess, to be satisfied by that.
Yeah.
Even people who actually are in a position to truly, like, make things, I think, are guilty of falling for this. I don't have any small game owners. Are guilty of falling for this, man, where they get satisfied by their idea. They're satisfied by the idea, you know, and this inhibits them, you know, from actually creating something great. It might be good, you know, it will still probably turn out good if they've got a team in place and they're working with a good budget and they, you know, they can really work on it. Cool, it will probably still turn out good.
Come on now, boy.
But it won't be great.
Idiot.
Greatness just doesn't arrive like that, unfortunately, you know. We might wish it did, but it just doesn't. Yeah, greatness is formed in the details. Greatness is always found in the details. You don't make something great by just doing it immediately. You make something great by refining it, and sharpening it, and perfecting it.
I'll beat you next time we play off.
To do this well, you need to be honest, or you need to have honest people around you. You know, that's why most people work in teams, because they are kind of incapable of being truly honest with themselves. And again, that's fine, that's normal, man. People are like that, that's just normal. You should accept that within other people and within yourself. If you can't, you're going to be very unhappy for most of your fucking life, I promise you that. Because people are not capable of being honest with themselves, most people. But if you have people around you, you know, that can give you true, honest criticism, you know, where they actually criticizing you because they want you to be better, and they truly do mean that, then you can see greatness from them, you know. You can see greatness around them. And if you can do that for yourself, then you can strive towards greatness. But most people, they're not capable of this. Like I say, they get satisfied by this idea they have. And then they really just desperately want to make this idea that they've had, because they see it so perfectly, and they get so distracted by the vision of this idea that they've had, that they lose something, you know, from the execution, from what they see, from what's in front of them. You know, it gets lost because they so desperately want to make this idea happen that they actually sacrifice the execution on the way. You know, they sacrifice what could be done to make this great in order to make it true to what they what they pre-envisioned. And then they don't question themselves, like, you know, how does this really fit into the whole of what I'm making, of this movie, of this game, of this piece of music? Does this really fit? Or have I just kind of forced it in? Have I just kind of shoehorned it in? Does this really work the way I've done it? Or is there a better way to apply this? And they don't, you know, I don't think they even get to the point of asking themselves this, it seems. Like, when I look at certain things, it's like, I feel like this person didn't even question whether their initial idea was the best form of what they're doing, was the great form of their idea, or if it's just good, you know, if it's just acceptable. They don't even question that because they don't want to question their idea. They've had this vision of it and it's satisfied them, and that's it. They're good, they're happy, they're content. They're content for it to just be good, so long as it's their good, you know, so long as they can tell themselves it's wholly their idea and their vision that has been made and created. They'll happily, you know, beat others down, you know, to make sure that their idea stays their idea, even if it could have been better, you know, with the input of others, or with them allowing others to refine it with them, allowing others to sharpen their tools, you know. Pathetic, man, you know, it really is so fucking pathetic. Like, greatness is there, you know, it's right fucking there for everything. It's right there. And like, I feel like I see it all the time when I come to people's works, come to games, come to listen to people's music, come to watch films, and it's like, you can just see, you can immediately see where they've like been blindsided by themselves, you know, blindsided by themselves, where they could have had something perfect, or maybe not perfect, but great, you know? They could have had something great. And instead of making something great, they let their ego convince themselves that making something good and acceptable was enough, as long as it belonged to them. What do you mean you can't climb up on that? I thought you were meant to like shuffle round on his hands. I meant to do jump across? No. I feel like I'm not gonna be able to make that jump, am I? Like oh fuck. Oh my god.
Shit.
Bro. Ego hold people back from so much, you know. It really does. It really restricts a lot of people from being great. We have a massive deficiency of greatness, I think, in our modern world. Too much is acceptable, you know, good, just acceptable, passable. Makes the money flow. That's enough, you know. The least amount of effort for the most amount of profit. That's what these people care about most. Oh, you bitch wanker. Literally, how the fuck am I meant to get up there then? Literally, how the fuck do I get up there if I can't climb up it in any way? Nope. Ah! Or he can do that. He can clip through fucking stones up onto that ledge, but not up onto that one. And most certainly not across there. Oh my god, yes. Yes, bitch. Oh my days, no! Oh my fucking god, what the fuck, man? Fuck's sake! Stupid fucking cunt! Ah, sorry. Who gives a fuck? It's just a game, innit? These people just want to get their dick sucked, you know? They want to suck their own dicks. Spiritually. They don't want to make great works, you know? Just so long as they get... Just so long as they're given the... They're just satisfied, you know, with success. Like superficial, real superficial success. Everything else is just... Everything else is arbitrary to these people, man. So long as they get their... As long as they get their minor reward. You know? As long as they get their pat on the fucking head. Nothing else matters to these people. Why has my horse run off like that? You're meant to be well fucking trained, bro. Yeah. They don't care. They'll half-ass everything for the rest of their lives. They'll never... They'll never do what needs to be done, you know. It's not about being remembered, you know. It's not about being remembered. It's not even about leaving stuff behind, you know. It's great. It's about showing glory to God. You know, we're back to the same thing here, you know. I'm gonna keep fucking banging on this because people have forgotten this, man. Why we do things well, why we want to be the best we can be, you know. It's not for money. It's not to be remembered. It's not to get your dick sucked. It's not even to suck your own dick. It's not even to be truly satisfied by yourself, you know. It's so that God hears you. So that God feels you. So that God knows that you are grateful for this life that He's given you, you know, and these gifts that He's given you, you know, for these blessings that He's allowed to be channeled through you in your works. Excuse me? I thought the dead eye is meant to just always get it. Yeah, okay, thank you. Oh, I must have needed small game arrows or something. Whatever. Varmint rifle. I don't know. So God knows that you're grateful for His love, you know. Nothing that you make or create, you know, has been born out of some void, you know. You've discovered it. You've discovered its material. You've been allowed to understand its essence, and then you've discovered its material parts and you've put them together, you know. You've made IKEA furniture of the soul. Well done. You haven't created anything, you know. You're not an alchemist. You're not making gold from lead. You're putting together puzzle pieces that the Almighty Lord has gifted you because He's seen you as worthy to put them together. And you have to show Him that you're grateful for that, you know.
A lot of folk coming by with these lately.
You have to show Him that you're grateful for that.
People really enjoy that.
And the way you do that is by doing things great, you know.
Thanks, Mitch.
No fucking, none of that fucking, oh, this is acceptable. None of that fucking, oh, this will get me a pass. None of that, bro. None of that. None of that is glory, bro. None of that is showing gratitude.
No need to check on me, mister. I'm still here.
Oh, there ain't no new bounty, nothing? Alright, well.
I hope you thought about what you done. I hope you thought about what you done. Yeah, I know that.
Come on, folks. Get you a new Hanover Gazette today.
Ugh. I want that treasure so I can pay off my damn bounty. But I just can't seem to get on that fucking pillar, man. And I get it, you know, people are human, they make mistakes, they miss things. That's why you work with people, you know? That's why you work as a team. That's why you need people you trust around you. Because as a human, even as a human who's capable of honest self-analysis, you know, who's capable of not just analysing their behaviours and their motives, but honestly, you know, being able to take that data that you glean from observing yourself at all times and actually pass that through a filter of absolute honesty, even doing that, you're going to miss things. Even doing that, you'll have blind spots, you know. You might see them in hindsight, but hindsight's not good enough. You need people around you that are there for you, that love you, that truly love you, and can tell you, you know, in the ways that you're fucking up and missing things. And you need to be able to listen to them, you know. They need to be people, not just people that are honest, but people that whose honesty you respect, you know, whose honesty you respect and can take in and understand and allow to refine your works, to refine your person. And you know, like I say, this is as much your own duty to refine this part of your life as it is any other. You know, you have to choose the people that you let around you. Even if you're honest in your self-analysis and they're honest in their analysis of themselves and of you, you know, and are able to give you and tell you that, if they're not someone that you not someone that you're capable of respecting, you're probably not going to be able to hear them anyway. You know, what they say is going to lose value. It's not going to have value, the value that it should have, in order to.
Well done, Arthur. You found the Irish Terrier. Sadly, he's just a younger version of you. Please don't say that to me, Dutch. Oh, it's true. It's true. Okay, I'll catch you later then. Okay.
Honest and respected allies are your greatest strength. Dishonest, weak allies or friends will be your undoing, you know.
John, let's get on. Good. And you? Got everything we need. Good.
Sounds like common sense.
I think we need another man. Charles?
But if it was common sense, I think I'd see more of it.
Sure. See, Arthur? Ain't that dumb.
There was a great desperation.
You'll be a genius.
There was a great lingering desperation that hangs over all of us in this world these days. I smell it, I see it, feel it everywhere. Everyone's desperate for something. Everyone's desperate. It's the most off-putting thing you can have, you know, being desperate. And everyone feels desperate for something. You find it, you hear it, you see it, you smell it on them. When you come across their thing that they're desperate for, you know, everyone knows incels are desperate for pussy. Well, not just for pussy, for love, you know, for affection. Whether they're deserving of it or not, they're desperate for it. And that makes them undeserving by their nature of their desperation. They're immediately undeserving.
And your husband, is he well?
Which is something that they seem to not understand, I think. But it exists everywhere else, you know, normies desperate for friends and this kind of social love, you know, this social cohesion that they're desperate for. Why did you jump up on that? Women desperate to be, you know, owned.
Come back to you later,
Desperate
okay?
to simulate that feeling of being owned without accepting that that's like what they want, basically, and that they were actually happier when they were pretty much men's possessions. That actually made sex better for them. It made them feel more protected, and they were just more satisfied in every way. And they seek to simulate that everywhere, you know, with this great rampant quote-unquote degeneracy, you know, of kink sex, BDSM sex, all of that stuff being like this whole big thing, you know, that comes out the fact women are trying to simulate. They're trying to simulate that feeling of being owned. Recreate it.
Can I ask you a favor?
Probably not.
Very funny. Would you do something with Jack? He seems kind of down. All this upheaval can't have...
Why?
But there is a great desperation in all of us you know, for these specific kinds of connections, for these specific kinds of experience.
Believe me, you'll be the first to know.
It seems to pervade all things, and it corrupts all things, you know.
What you up to?
Playing,
Anything fun?
I guess.
You wanna come fishing with me?
Fishing?
Sure. It's about time that you started to earn your keep.
Okay,
Good. Let's go get your pole then. Now, you do have a fishing pole, don't you?
I sure do. Uncle Jose made me one.
Good. Well, let's go get it then. Go catch us some fish.
Yeah.
Let's go, boy.
People so desperately want things, and many of these things are things that they need.
All right. Let's go then.
And this makes some sort of a, it can be something of a
Just down to the river near here. We shouldn't go too far.
convoluted issue, you know.
Oh, okay.
You feeling better? No, you was a little sick.
Oh, I'm fine.
Because by wanting your needs so desperately,
So, just
you
like
drive
you.
them away from yourself, you know.
I don't know
You make
about
them
brave.
less
Ain't
obtainable,
much of a kid no more.
but then not acquiring one's needs makes one more desperate,
What do
and
you
it becomes a self-perpetuating cycle, you know. Much of what we call MK Ultra, you know, psyops, you know, that have been applied on the populace in the last 100 years, this is what they all come down to. They come down to setting up a kind of self-perpetuating psychological jam where a populace or individuals of a populace get stuck
I forgot
in
the
a
story
loop
book there.
that causes them to continue in a self-destructive pattern and forces them to be unable to break out of it.
Really?
They've put considerable resources towards developing things that can force people into these self-perpetuating cycles of desperation, you know, of desire, of unobtainable need, whatever that may apply to in a specific person. Yeah, they drive them to this.
Down by the shore. Come on, follow me.
And they seek to drive you to this, and they seek to drive me to this, and they seek to drive us to this, because it inhibits one's ability to do anything else. If you do not have your individual needs sorted, or if you are desperate for your needs, if you turn your needs into desires that you're desperate for,
First, we need some bait.
life becomes very unsatisfying, and it will stay that way for a very, very long time.
You okay there, Uncle Arthur?
I'm gonna use some cheese.
Cheese?
Bellier the
Until you
better.
can,
Now, cast your line.
well, what happens to most people is that eventually, you know, they give up.
And bring it forward.
They reach that point where
Use your wrist.
they either break and give up,
That's it. Good. All we do now, Jack, is wait for a fish to take the bait.
or they cope, you know, and they find small ways to kind of satisfy this desperation, or distract themselves from this desperation. And this is what they want you to do, you know. Actually, breaking is the best thing that can happen to a man, you know, because it pushes you out of that perpetuating cycle, that self-perpetuating loop of desperation toward whatever it is that you've become desperate to, you know.
I see.
See him fighting there, Jack? That's when you gotta be careful. You'll break the line. Best to wear him out first before you try to reel him in. Look, Jack, it's a bluegill. It's almost as small as you. We should really throw these smaller ones back. Give them a chance to grow up a bit.
Can I take a break from fishing?
I want to make something.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick some of those red flowers. I'll be right back.
When you break, you become free. And it may hurt, you know, it may hurt, but you're freed from the cycle of desperation and you're able to look at what you have around you.
See that cast, Jack?
And really decide, you know? Really decide if this is what you're chasing.
Whoop, think I got one. Well, seems like he's taking a rest now. I'm gonna try reeling him in nice and steady. This one's a rock bass. Not bad.
Sure is boring, Uncle Arthur.
I know. Boring as hell. But then, something happens. You can get food for days. If you're lucky. But until then, you just sit and wait. Try not to worry. It's good for you,
It's good for you?
I guess.
I think back on my life, every great thing that's happened to me, every
Go.
piece of work or music or media that I've ever been truly proud of has not come from me sitting around poring over it desperately. It's come from those moments where desperation has hit that pinnacle and I've broken and I've snapped and I've given up and I've said, I can't do this, I don't want to do this anymore, I want it to be over. And then bam,
Hey, look at this.
And what?
This necklace I made.
and it comes to me, you know.
It's getting late, Jack. Your mother will be worried. Let's head back.
And then it happens.
Okay, fella.
I get up 3, 4 in the morning and I just make something for 6, 7 hours and it's just exactly what I need, or the raw materials of exactly what I need, and I spend the next 4 days refining it, and then it's just perfect, and I realize that I could have it. It's all right there. All I needed to do was let go of that desperation, you know.
Well,
But it was right there waiting for
because
me.
those are disagreeable men, and I don't want them to hurt him.
What did they mean about Mac? Is he in jail?
No, I don't think so. I hope he's just fine where he is. Like I said, don't worry about them. The world is full of disagreeable men. That's why you got all of us to protect you from folk like them. Now, how about that necklace you made? You still got it, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Good. Did you like fishing?
It was okay, I think. It's a lot of waiting around.
It is. Yeah.
There you are. How you boys getting on?
Great! We caught a fish, and I made you this necklace.
I guess all I'm saying is, you know, consider where your actions are born of. You know, consider what you're chasing, what it's born of. Is it
Saw, met, and got the full message. What did you think? I think we're in real trouble, but The only way out is forward.
I know. That Blackwater business seems to have finished us.
Know what your actions are born of, you know. Is it desperation? Is it need?
We need to play again, Arthur.
Is it desire? Or is it desperation, you know? Is it simple want? Or is it desperation? Is it true? Or have you allowed yourself to be conned, you know? To perpetuating your own fucking prison. To making your own life